What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode. In today's video, we're taking a look at the latest Yeezy merch drop, which includes over 100 pieces of new merch and the return of some fan favorites. Now, before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats, who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check them out. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now, today's video is long overdue, so I wanted to dive straight into this one. And as you can see, Ye surprised everyone yesterday by resurrecting Yeezy.com, as for months it displayed the following message mentioning that Yeezy stores would be coming soon. And much to the surprise of myself, along with everyone in my Discord, yesterday Yeezy.com updated with the following collection, which shows off some website updates such as the ability to toggle between men's and women's apparel at the top there. And we kick things off in this collection with this first item here in the form of this TS01 t-shirt, which, as you guys can see, is available in several different colors. And it goes on to essentially establish a recurring theme throughout this collection, in which we see different variants or colors of the same product. So it kind of makes searching through all 100 of these pieces just a little easier, and I wanted to point it out to basically keep scrolling just in case you're looking for a specific color on a specific item. Now, much like the first item, this second t-shirt we just saw, TS02, will cost you $20, and that leads us into the third item, or our first hoodie here, that was also available in several colorways, but interestingly enough sees the price jumped up to $40. And speaking of price jumps, we have the following raincoat here available for $60. That goes on to kind of break the mold of the $20 Yeezy merch goal that Ye set a couple of years ago, and makes me wonder how all of my chefs and viewers think, and whether you guys mind paying more for more variety of products. Now, speaking of variety, there are hoodies available for $40, such as this Yeezy Season 10 or X hoodie that we saw Ye debut at the most recent Shanghai listening party. And while I don't think I could pull off any of these upcoming pieces by any means at all, Ye and his team would have the ladies in mind with the following tank tops and bodysuits that were available for $20, which I do think is great, as there are several different versions available. And we see them in the same colors as the men's and unisex pieces we saw earlier, which is especially great if you want to match up with someone. So shout out to Ye and his team, and I wouldn't be surprised if his wife Bianca has a hand in designing at least some of these women's products. Now, next up in this new collection, we have this trench coat that's available for $80, and correct me if I'm wrong, might be a new colorway in terms of recent Yeezy merch drops, or maybe I'm just tripping. That then takes us into the TT09 or Tank Top 9, that I think is also a new colorway. Again, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And finally, the zip-up hoodie dubbed the JC03, which also appears to be a new colorway, and it'll cost you $40. Now, as you guys can see, there is another variant of the raincoat here in the form of this RC02, but more importantly, I did want to highlight this TS05 piece, which is a cool double layered piece and is going to run you $40. Now, as far as these next few pieces, dubbed the WB1, 2, and 3, they're available for $40, and these windbreakers remind me of some of these pieces Ye was spotted wearing just a few months ago, which I can only imagine he was hot as hell wearing, but like his quote, he'll sacrifice sweating for fashion. So let me know in the comments if you guys plan on picking up any of these new windbreakers, and I think this is a good time to remind you to stay tuned until the end of this video, where we'll be discussing what's been going on with the email confirmations for these orders, along with shipping information updates and just checkout news in general. Now, while we have seen several different price jumps throughout this collection, with pieces ranging anywhere from $20 up to $80 so far, I do want to point out that there is a pretty large variety of pieces still staying $20, which was Ye's original vision for Yeezy merch, and especially for the ladies, as we've been seeing not only in the bras, but also the underwear we just saw most recently. Now, if you're looking for some outfit inspiration from the GOAT himself, it's speculated that Ye is spotted wearing these PT01 pants right here to give you an idea of what we're working with. And for $40, you truly can't beat it if you're looking to pull off a similar Yeezy inspired fit or aesthetic. So I think it's still so sick that Ye has been making Yeezy merch so accessible to fans, as like I mentioned in every merch review video, I always think it's super powerful to see the actual artists wearing the merch, as if you've been on the fence about picking something up, it only takes seeing them wearing it to really convince someone like me, and I know damn well I simply can't be the only one. Now, additionally in this drop, we'd see some short shorts, leggings, what appear to be G-strings and thongs, and all available for $20, so I might have to pick up a pair to review, honestly. And if Yeezy socks are your thing, there'd be 3 variants available, all for $20 as well. Now, as far as fan favorites, like I mentioned earlier, we'd see the return of the infamous Yeezy slide, which honestly has me scratching my head just a bit, as I was under the impression Adidas owned the Yeezy slide patent, so surprise surprise, and a win for us as we're no longer paying $120 a slide. And we'd also see the return of the original $20 Yeezy slides, or SL01s, that Ye debuted on Insta not long ago, along with the return of the Yeezy SL02s, which are available in sizes 4 all the way up to 16. So if you plan on copying any of these new footwear pieces, let us know in the comments. And much like we've seen throughout this collection, there would also be some new Yeezy merch footwear pieces for the ladies in the form of these heels here, which is gonna run you $60 to get your hands on, and then leads us into the most expensive price jump in terms of this new Yeezy collection in the form of this HB or high boot, which is available for $100. And last but not least, the infamous Yeezy pods that I originally paid $200 for and took over a year to arrive. Now, to finish up this collection, the Yeezy team went pretty hard and finished it up pretty strong with some new items such as the $20 Yeezy hat we just saw, and the long-awaited, long-requested Yeezy shades. I mean, if you've been watching my videos, I've been asking them to bring these back for years. And we'd even get another variant of these in the form of the SG02s, which I definitely need to get my hands on as well, living here in hot, sunny Florida. And last but not least, we have the introduction of the Yeezy backpack that'll cost you $40, with a nice photo of Ye wearing it here in case you're on the fence about picking this one up. Now, like I mentioned about midway through the video, I wanted to end today's video recapping some important information for this newest Yeezy merch drop. So as I was doing my research for the video, I found this on the website where it mentions that all sales are final and that they do not offer any returns, exchanges, or refunds. Now, with that said, they mention that if you have any order issues, to contact contact@yeezy.com, and to please include your order number and details of the issue. So if you guys have any questions, that's who you need to contact. Now, in case you're on the fence about placing an order due to the notoriously long shipping times for Yeezy orders, I did want to mention that clothing will ship within 4 to 6 weeks, with footwear expected to ship within 6 to 13 weeks. So do with that information what you will. And as far as email confirmations, I've been seeing a lot of people having issues with them, not only in my Discord, but also on Reddit. So I wanted to share this tale from Reddit where someone mentioned that they actually were charged over $1,000 as they thought that the order didn't go through and Yeezy.com charged them several times. So definitely be careful that you're not ordering several times, and sit tight and keep checking your emails for any confirmations, as those who have had success mentioned that the emails ended up arriving several hours later. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think about Ye's latest Yeezy drop. Personally, I don't mind the price increase, as I think it's cool as long as there's more variety as we've been seeing, and I wouldn't mind paying more for that, as we've seen the quality has been pretty good. If you don't plan on copying anything, let us know in the comments, and if you have so far, let us know if you got any email confirmations. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for cooking with the kitchen. Make sure to stay safe out there, and as always, remember, it's lit straight up, and peace.